Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I actually did a video, and it's just been a lot that's been going on. Yeah, I just been dealing with so much due to this month is the month that my parents had got COVID. And like, this is the month where they were like actually in the hospital, and like we didn't know at that time that, you know, things were gonna take a turn for the worse. So every time the month of May and June roll around, I just get very, very depressed and like emotional, because like my mind is just like flooded with like all these, what should I say, like it's just filled with like all the images and like, you know, just seeing my parents in the hospital and stuff like that. It's just, it hits me hard every time the month of May and like June come, because their anniversary, the death of their anniversary is next month. My dad's is on the 3rd, and then my mother's is, sorry about this phone shaking. My dad's is 3 days after, so his is June the 6th. So again, like every time after Mother's Day, that's when I just get into like a real deep funk, and it's like I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to do anything. It's just, the only thing that I think about that is like really on my mind is like what, you know, what my parents went through, what me and my brother and my sister, you know, my fiance, my son, what we all went through during this time. And I really, really don't like to think about it, but it's hard not to, because we didn't think that, you know, both of my parents would pass away like 3 days apart. So it's like we were looking for a good outcome, but I guess, you know, the Lord had other plans for my mom and dad. And like I said, around this time I just get really emotional. I get depressed and stuff like that, because that's all I think about is my mom and dad. Like, I'm missing my mom and dad like crazy. I wish they were still here with us, but I know that they're watching over us. And every time, like I said, Mother's Day or Father's Day roll around, that's when I'm just not myself. And, you know, to top it off, Father's Day is next month, so it's like another Father's Day without my dad. This will be, I want to say, what, my fourth? Yeah, my fourth, either my third or my fourth Father's Day without my dad. And it's not a good feeling. Like, it's really not. And then in July, my mother's birthday is in July, which is July 23rd. So it's just like a lot of emotions that, you know, that I'm going through. Like, I just have so much on my mind. And like, then on top of that, with work is stressing me out, because I am to the point to where I am sick and tired of my manager, because she has such a poor attitude, and she just treats everyone with such disrespect. Like, she talks down on you, and I don't like that. So that's another thing that, you know, stresses me out and just pisses me off. And I'm to the point to where I'm just sick of it. And I'm to the point to where I'm debating whether or not, if I even want to go work back at the high school, if I want to get transferred to a different school when the school year starts again, or when school starts back again in August. I'm just not sure, but I know that it's on my mind. Like, I can't work around someone that comes to work miserable and think they could just, you know, treat and talk to people any type of way, because no, that's just not me. I don't let no one disrespect me or talk to me any type of way, especially when you in the workplace. We all supposed to be respecting each other, and I just feel like she doesn't do that, and it's just not right. Oh, it's a snake trying to cross the road. But I just had it, and I definitely have a decision to make before August. So yeah, I'm gonna sit on that and think about that for a while. But I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's not looking too good. And like another thing that I've been going through is my son. My son was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder last year, and he's just now getting into occupational therapy. And I've been trying to get him into occupational therapy since last year in October, when his doctor gave him the referral to start occupational therapy. And that has been just a roller coaster, because it's like you find a facility to go to, or a doctor to go to, or I'm sorry, a therapist to go to, but then it's like it's a waiting list. And it's been like that. Like every therapist I called, it was a waiting list. And I'm just like, oh my God, that was just like really stressing me out, because I'm just like, my son really needs to get into these therapies, like, and it's just been a waiting game. And then it's just like, finally, last Friday, today is Tuesday, so Friday that just passed was his actual first day. He didn't really start, but they did an evaluation, and like, they're based on the evaluation and his scores and stuff. The therapist said that she definitely recommends him to do occupational therapy, so he definitely needs occupational therapy. I know his doctor did want him to do ABA therapy, but I don't feel like he needs ABA therapy, because my son is a very good kid. He doesn't give me and his dad any problems. He doesn't give us attitude. He don't talk back. He don't do any of that stuff. He's just very quiet, reserved, and he likes to be to himself. So it's like, I don't feel like he needs ABA therapy. And then I think also they wanted him to do like speech and language therapy. I don't know, maybe he may benefit from those, but I am definitely proud of how my son has grown over the years and how he has changed. I definitely noticed that, and I am very proud of him. One thing I can say about my son is that he is very determined. When he starts something, he's going to finish it, no matter what the outcome may be. They just got done with their baseball season, and my son he's not one of the best players on the team, I would say that, but my son always showed up, and he always tried, and he never gave up. And the very, very last game, he actually hit the ball, and everyone was so proud of him and cheering him on and stuff like that it was like the best feeling. And like, I really wanted to cry, because throughout the whole baseball season, he tried so hard. And like I told him, you may not be a hitter, but you know what, you never quit, and that's a good thing. And when he finally hit the ball, he was even happy, and I could see that his confidence boosted up, and he was just proud of himself. And I always tell him, like, you may not be the best player on the team, but everybody has their bad days when it comes to playing sports. You could have the best of the best player, and they may not make no points, and they may do bad, during a game. But everybody have a bad day. Like, don't expect to sit here and just be like, oh, you gonna hit the ball at every game. Like, and like I told my son, like, he only plays sports during, like, how can I say it? Like, when kids go to school and they have, like, sports at school, like, they have sports at middle school and high school and stuff like that, they can play the sports throughout the year. My son does not go to a school where they do that. He goes to a private school. So, at the private school, they don't play sports, because the school that he goes to is a school for children that has, like, ADD, ADHD, and autism. So they got some type of disability. So he doesn't really, play sports like throughout the year. He only played like once. I want to say like one season per year, if that sounds right. So we signed him up for that. He has played flag football before. He has played basketball before. But he felt like his calling is baseball. And I'm like, and he's been playing baseball probably for about maybe 3-4 years now. So I'm just like, why don't you just stick with what you know you're going to be good at. Like, he's good with throwing, he's good with catching and stuff like that. He just need to work on his batting, which is, understandable, because he doesn't, play the game all the time. He only plays when it's baseball season. Versus, like, if you go to a high school, they might play throughout the year or whatever the case may be. I'm not really sure, but he only plays like one side of the season when they have it for like he plays for like the city of the city of Bushnell. So they only do it like one season per year when it's ready, when it's time. But I keep getting all these notifications. But yeah, I just been going through so much, and I just been trying to just find ways to just like cope and like manage my stress and anxiety, because I don't like that feeling. I really don't. And I don't like when I have so much on my mind, because then it's like I can't sleep. And then it's like when I can't sleep, I'm already aggravated, because it's like, dang, I haven't gotten any sleep. I'm stressing out. I have so much on my mind. So it's just like constantly going. So it's like around this time, I'm usually dealing with a lot. But at the end of the day, I'm managing it well. I do take medication for anxiety. So whenever I, feel myself like starting to like panic, or my anxiety start to come on, that's, when I just take one of my anxiety meds, and I just try to go lay down and try to take a nap if I can, or, just try to go to sleep if it's like bedtime. I usually take it at bedtime so to help me sleep. But, and then on top of that, Mother's Day weekend, I developed a cold, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on? Like, I knew that I was getting sick, because we had went out to eat actually the day before Mother's Day. It was like, it was Saturday, the day before Mother's Day. Me and my fiance, we went out to Outback, and it was actually raining that day. And like, I had put on this like little spaghetti strap type dress, and I believe that may have been the reason why I ended up getting sick, because it was raining, and I went outside in that little dress, and it was like cold in the restaurant. And then like when we got home, getting out the car, you getting wet, and still going into the AC and all that stuff. So I'm thinking like going from the wetness and going into the cold, I don't know. I think that might be how I ended up getting sick, because like I noticed that my throat started to get scratchy, and I'm just like, we ain't having that. So I ended up taking a Zicam to see if maybe that would help, prevent the cold from getting worse, and it didn't help. I ended up taking some medicine the night before, and then it's like when I woke up, I felt like a train hit me. I mean, full-blown headache, stuffy nose, scratchy throat, coughing. It was just terrible. And I was just like, where did this come from? So I ended up having to call off from work, which I didn't want to do, because my manager was making a big deal out of me, taking off days and stuff like that. That's another story too. But I ended up getting sick, and I ended up being out of work for like 2 days. I mean, I'm still a little stuffy, but it's starting to clear up, which is a good thing, because I was miserable. I didn't even know if I was going to go to work, if I was going to make it to work throughout that whole week, but I ended up missing 2 days. But speaking of that, like I said, my manager, she kind of had pissed me off too, because she don't tell me like I take too many days off from work. And I was just like, I don't know, it really made me feel some kind of way, because I'm just like, everybody here at this job has been taking off days. I'm not the only person that, goes and writes on the calendar, that I need this day off or that day off. And let me remind you, it's only been like excuse me it's only been like one day throughout, seatbelts, I hate when it tightens up. It's only been like one day throughout the month that I was taking off, and it was only because I had a doctor's appointment, because I'm literally on Ozempic, and you know, when you start a medication, your doctor may want to see you, once a month, or they might want to see you every 3 months, whatever the case may be. But my doctor wanted to see me once a month, seeing how I was starting Ozempic. She wanted to know how I was doing on it and stuff like that. So I only requested off, the day that I needed off to go see my doctor. And she made a whole big deal about it. And I'm just like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I'm like, I'm not waiting all day to go to the doctor's office because you don't want no one to take no days off. And let me tell y'all, my doctor's office is in Ocala, Florida. And excuse me. And I live in Webster. And to get from Webster to Ocala, it's a good 50 minutes. And traffic gets crazy. I hate when the sun they're glaring it. But yeah, traffic gets crazy when it's like after school hours, and even when it's morning time. Traffic gets so like you riding bumper to bumper. That's how bad it is. So I always make my appointments like early in the morning. So my appointment is usually like around, I usually schedule 8:30 or 8:45. That's when I schedule my appointments. And I also told her, like, I always schedule my appointments in the morning. And I did that way before I even started working here. I'm not waiting to schedule no 2 o'clock appointment, no 3 o'clock appointment, because it's not going to work for me anyway. Like, my kid gets out of work. My child gets out of school at 3 o'clock. So I would have to go by there and pick him up. And then I probably would have to possibly schedule like either a 3:30 or 4 o'clock appointment. But that still wouldn't work because it's too late. And I'm not waiting all day to, travel 53 minutes away. And then who knows, I might get stuck in traffic because, like I said, when you wait that late to go to Ocala, you're probably going to be stuck in traffic. And I wasn't trying to do that. So I'm just like, I ended up telling her, like, listen, I don't have help. I don't have anyone that can help me, take care of my son. Besides his father, which his dad works Monday through Friday. And I'm like, he goes to work. He has to be to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he doesn't get off until, I don't know, maybe sometimes 3, 4 o'clock. It's different. So it's like, I don't have anyone else to depend on, And like, and she even know, like, my parents passed away. They used to help and stuff like that. They were the only ones that I had to help me. And that's when she want to be like, oh, I understand. Like, I did everything for my child and his dad didn't do anything. Okay, that's you. But I'm talking about me right now because you want to make it seem like I'm just requesting days off just to sit at home on my ass, which that's not the case. Like, when I have a doctor's appointment, that's when I even told her in the beginning, before I started the job, if I request a day off, it's because I have a doctor's appointment or my child has a doctor's appointment or I'm sick. And I specifically told her that. And she was the one that said, oh honey, don't worry about this job. If it pertains to your family and your health, you do what you need to do. But then, like, as the school year is almost done, now you want to be sitting up here making it seem like it's a problem for people to take days off. But I'm like, and then on top of that, we also have, personal time and all that. What's the point of having personal time, sick time, if it's a problem for us to use it? Like, I just don't understand it. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just ready for the school year to be done so I can start my summer break and just focus on what I need to focus on, which is me and my family, and just take a vacation, woosah, and just have fun. That's like all I really want to do. That's all I really want to do. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about none of that. I just want to think about spending time with my family, being happy, and just you know, just happy that I'm blessed to be here. Like, that's all I want to think about. Like, I'm sitting in front of my job right now, like I always do, debating if I really want to go in there. and that's a shame, because I don't know. Wherever you work at, you should be happy that you have a job. I'm happy that I have a job, believe me, I am, but I just don't like working with rude, ignorant people. Like, and it's not even everybody, it's just management. I love, like, all my coworkers. We all cool, we get along, we laugh. And it's crazy because my coworkers, they even feel the same way about her. And I know one of my coworkers who decided that they're not coming back next year because she said she's tired of being disrespected, tired of being yelled at, and she's just tired of not being treated right. And it's crazy because you should have to go to work and just feel like, oh, you about to just walk into a shit show or someone that's miserable and not happy. And when I do go into work sometimes, I walk into it. Her yelling at somebody over something petty, I'm just over it. But I'm not gonna make this video too long. I just wanted to come on here and vent and just let you guys know that the reason why I haven't been making videos lately and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just going through something right now, but I will get over this. By the grace of God, I will get over this. But thank you for watching this video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I post another video. Also, feel free to leave a comment, and again, y'all stay blessed.